This is new. Hi, I'm Olivia and welcome to Pages and Journeys. Today, I thought it might be fun for us to get to know each other just a little bit. This really does not feel real yet, but we are going to be joining the YouTube bookish space in 2026, and I'm honestly so excited to be here. But since we're sitting in our bedroom, I think we should probably get to know each other just a little bit. I am a 25-year-old who loves to romanticize her life, and don't worry, you'll be coming along for the ride as I do, because over here you're going to find some reading vlogs, some bookish adventures, as well as just like a virtual diary of what it's like to go through your mid-20s. I am currently living at home with my parents, and I'm about to go back to school in May. I'm actually going to become a nurse. I've worked in healthcare for the last few years now, and I have loved it. It's always been a passion of mine alongside romance books, so we're kind of getting to do both this year. But since we're bookish friends, we all know there's no better way to get to know someone than through their favorite tropes or their favorite reads. So, if you're looking for my sun, moon, and rising of book tropes, it would be sun, brother's best friend, moon, friends to lovers, and rising, I'm calling it emotional romances. I love an emotionally damaging book, especially when it comes to the FMC, like healing or recovering from past trauma. Big fan of the broken FMC vibes. Like subgenre wise in the romance world, you will find me pretty much reading anything. I love a romantic suspense. Give me a cowboy any day. I'm a small town escape artist too, like very much catching flights and feelings vibes. A billionaire man will have me down bad. It really isn't too much that I'll be like, maybe not for me. Now, if you know me already from Instagram, I've been on there for almost 5 years now, then you might know these. But I can't help that I always want to talk about my favorite books. So if you're looking for a recommendation, here you go. First up is The Soulmate Theory by Sarah A. Bailey. This book made me feel the most seen, and I would recommend it to anyone in their mid-20s navigating post-grad chaos. Poppy and Carter's story is not only a friends to lovers beautiful romance, but it's also got this like deep healing in it that is incredible. This book I'm probably most known for talking about. Now, small town wise, one of my favorites is Bitterroot Valley, Montana, and Where You Belong is book 5 in the Black World of Montana, so the very, very last book set in this world. It's a second chance where he's a mechanic and she is a chef opening up a restaurant in the small town, and Juliet thinks she has celiac disease. Fun fact, I have celiac disease, so you might catch some gluten-free content around here. But she starts this restaurant, and Sage and Citrus is just one of those places that lives in my head rent free that I wish I could eat at, but an incredible romance. Now, you should probably know that I'm the kind of sports fan that yells at the TV and yells at the players so much my friends would say I would most likely get kicked out of a wag box. But Line of Scrimmage by Erin Mackenzie is my favorite football romance of all time. Ford Anderson is my book husband, like number one, I would do anything for this man. And this is the Pretty Final Score book box edition. And Abby was one of the first FMCs I saw myself in, so there's that one. Another fun fact about me is I'm a small bookish business owner, and Aspen Ridge by Jen Plummer is a series that I got to do my first author collection by. I love Aspen Ridge. It's been one of my favorite books, favorite series ever. Love Me is book 3. It is a friends to lovers marriage of convenience where she is a single mum and he has always been there for her since they were kids. When she finds out she's going to lose her coffee shop because she's not married, Liam says, Hannah, you're marrying me and we're going to make a go of this. It is so much yearning, incredible. Samantha Bryn is an author that I could write a dissertation on with how much I love and talk about her books, but Not Your Girl is book 2 in the Boston Heart series, and I think it's my favorite. It changes on a daily basis. But in this one, you're following Elliot and Amelia, who meet in the TSA line because Amelia's bags are getting searched, and then Elliot makes a comment, she whips around, dresses him down. Turns out that they're seatmates on the same flight from San Francisco to Boston. They land, and Amelia realizes that Elliot's going to be her professor in 6 months, so she runs. Elliot spends the next 6 months trying to find Amelia, and when she walks into his class on the first day, he's not letting her go and ropes her into solving his family mystery. If you're looking for the best found family you'll ever read, Samantha Bryn's books are for you. And lastly, this really is a broken FMC trope. Capri by Indy Valentine. She is freshly divorced and heads for a week in Capri with her sister. Yes, Capri is in Capri. And she ends up in a sweet shop talking to Jones, who is 13 years older than her, turns out. And her sister ends up getting them a chartered boat tour the next day without Capri knowing. She shows up. Jones's company is the one that they're chartering with. And so they spend the week in Capri together, only to find out 3 months later that they're both in the same small town, and things go from there. So that's pretty much my book taste summed up, and maybe you got a new recommendation from there. But I'm thinking we also talk about some 2026 intentions since it's New Year's Day and all. For me, obviously YouTube, we're going to be doing this, but then we're also planning on having a little more balance and routines and just enjoying the little things in life. So, like I said, I'm going back to school in May this year. We're going to be balancing content creation, working, and chasing that dream, while also making sure we're taking the time to read and look after ourselves. With that comes reading for 45 minutes every single day, because I really want to hit that 100 book goal. And while I read 160 something in 2025, I really slowed down my pace at the end of the year. So getting back into the swing of things and reading consistently every day is really important. Plus, we might as well walk on the treadmill while we read on our Kindle or something like that. I also really want to enter my romantasy era. The current shelf behind me is romantasy, but that's going to change soon because we will be redoing my library in 2026. The library is just through that wall there. And one of my projects before New Year's was basically building a database of all of the unique titles in my library. There are 300 unread ones, 300 even. So the plan is to get that to 225 because if anything, we're not setting unattainable goals around here. So if I read 75 physical books and then one in, one out, that works. But we all know it's not going to go that way. There's going to be months I buy more, months I buy less, all of that. Plus, I really want to do a month of no buying books. Now, sometimes we're lucky enough to get book mail around here, and when we do, we celebrate. And that's obviously not going to count as something that I have bought myself. But outside of that, I just want to prioritize reading books that my friends have loved and recommended. So if you have a book that you recommend, let me know down in the comments below. But finally, I'll leave you with a little sneak peek of the reading journal. This is the vibes we're going for in 2026. Don't worry, you're going to get a full tour of this when we set it up later in the month for February and do some check-ins and checking things off. But yeah, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you every Saturday for a new upload and a new adventure.